My name is Boyd Sharp. I'm 39 years old. I'm an IT guy. I work in an office all day, and I am in the biggest rut. I need a reason to get out of bed in the morning, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
Boyd has no background in mixed martial arts, but somehow he came up with the idea of, hey, I want to try this.
Here we go.
Some hard here, let's go!
Yeah.
I've never been in a fight in my entire life, but in 1 year, I'm going to get in a mixed martial arts cage and fight a professional fight.
You better get up and fight.
When I told people that I was going to do this, they said, A, you're nuts, and B, can I come too?
Better get up and fight.
And I'm just trying to show that ordinary people, when they put their minds to it, can do extraordinary things.
You better get up and fight. Yeah. You better get up and fight.
More than 250 people tried out for Cubicle to the Cage, a one-year program to train ordinary people for a professional MMA fight. Head trainer Peter Martell selected just 30 cubes for the program, and after 8 intense weeks of conditioning and technique, 25 are still here.
I thought some of you guys would have been gone by now. Don't laugh, I'm serious. I thought there would be probably 10, 12 people left by now. Congratulations, guys. Give yourselves a hand, it's a good job. So, now that we're starting to get somewhere, we're getting you guys in shape, you get an idea of what the commitment is. Now we have to get you looking more like a team. Let me show you what we're getting. Board shorts, short sleeve rash guards, Titans, Cubicle to the Cage, and a long sleeve.
I don't have to do laundry every night. This is all stiff and new feeling, holy smokes.
Look at that, man, deadly, nice. Perfect fit. Look at that.
We're a group of people that are just wearing a hodgepodge of stuff. Like, we don't look like a team. And you can think, oh, it's a bunch of gear, it's a bunch of clothing, big deal. But it's really more than that. It was kind of, you know what, this group has made it. It's sort of Peter's recognizing, okay, this group has kind of passed the first set of tests. We're all together here now, and you've earned enough respect that you're gonna get the clothing and the gear because you've got a shot.
We got some awesome gear. Everybody looks better already. I don't know if their technique is going to be any better, but they sure as hell look better. Doesn't look like a bunch of sweaty guys who just walked out of the YMCA.
I feel like a fucking retard. Boyd is way too comfortable in spandex. That Patrick Swayze hair that never moves. As sweaty as the guy gets, his hair never moves.
The new gear was a nice reward for the cubes, but the cardio which ensued reminds them of what exactly they're here to do.
Hurry up! Detox! Hurry up, let's go! Jump lunges! Cortez, what are you doing? You tired? Get moving. Fuck you doing with your hands in your hips looking around?
A few have not dropped out, but they haven't shown up. So they haven't officially dropped out, they're just not coming. But for the most part, there's a lot more people here than I thought there would be. I'm really impressed. And some of these guys are going to be able to turn into something. I got to be honest, I thought we might have maybe 5 or 6, but by the looks of this, we may have 10. They may not be great, they may not win, but because of the hard work they're putting in, they deserve a shot.
He seriously believed of 30 people, a couple of months in, he'd be down to 15. By the time the program was half over, he might have 12 or 10. And then at the end of the program, he's hoping for 4. And now here we are 2 months in, and we've lost a total of, I think, 4 or 5 people.
Just when you think you've earned some respect, Peter makes you earn it all over again. He's about to put the cubes through a grueling mental and physical test. The weight cut is something you can never prepare for.
A weight cut is a technique used to lower an athlete's overall body weight in a very short period of time so they can weigh in a day before an event, then rehydrate so they can enter the competition as heavy and as large as they possibly can.
Essentially, a weight cut is about losing enough weight to qualify for your weight class. Most fighters walk around day to day heavier than their fighting weight, then do a weight cut to lose the extra pounds before their weigh-in. The Cube's weight cut will take place over a 24-hour period.
Never done a weight cut before. I've talked to some of the pros from Titans, so I kind of can try and get an idea of what it's going to be like. And they have some interesting stories for me, so I don't really know. Might need a little bit of teamwork from the others to kind of help me get through it a little bit.
I'm wearing a Tyvek painter suit with all my cube gear over top of it and the nice doe skin. Feels like I may have lost a couple pounds, 1 or 2, but you just feel like I don't know, greasy inside a bag.
You got nothing to worry about. This is a walk in the park. Tomorrow is the hard part. You can probably go in a sauna and lose, you know, between the bike and the sauna, 5 pounds in an hour. And tomorrow, you'll lose a ½ pound in an hour. So that's where the hard work starts. You guys are gonna hate yourselves tomorrow. Some people are really good at this. They can do it, they can cope with it. Other people, they're like crying babies. They're saying, please, please let me out. You're holding the door shut. So you can expect a little bit of that. If you think you're gonna pass out, and you do pass out, I will drag you out of the sauna. If you don't wake up, I'll call 911. If you do wake up, I'll put you back in the sauna.
Some countries, this is a form of torture. Oh, God.
Guys, when you're ready, hit those bikes.
The Cubes are entering the second and most grueling day of their trial weight cut. The goal is to simulate an actual weight cut, which you'd perform before a fight. The Cubes have all been given a goal weight to achieve, and they're well on their way.
It sucks, it really sucks. Like a thermal underwear, jogging pants, a down jacket, a bunch of base layers, and wool socks, and gloves, and a fleece-lined hat, and a garbage bag. I got a garbage bag on under all of that. And, excuse me.
Professional fighters always want to cut water weight so that they fight at a lower weight than what they actually are. If your opponent weighs 155 pounds, they're going to be fighting at 135 or 140 so that they can rehydrate and be big. So if you just walk in weighing, 135 pounds, you're going to be fighting someone who weighs 10 or 15 pounds more than you because they've dehydrated to weigh in. So this is kind of like something to keep the balance of power. When you guys were in there for 5 minutes, you're going to think it's been an hour after a while.
Peter!
I don't want to hear any complaints. It's just the way it is. Generally, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, some people 20 pounds plus to make weight. So these guys are doing a practice cut to see what they're comfortable losing and what kind of weight do they fight at. I have the same bra. 145.9. Can become stressful in your body, and that's what you have to decide. That's what's going to tell us, okay, this is enough, this is too much. Okay, there's no way they can make that weight, it's too hard on the body. You'll start to see people getting confused, getting emotionally unstable, actually, begging to be let out of the sauna, crying, It's good if they cry. More water. Your worst enemy is going to be silence, because when you're quiet, time seems to go by very, very slowly. So you want to talk. Talk about anything, but just talk. Talk about your favorite food, your favorite trip, your favorite smoothie, your favorite male stripper you ever saw, whatever. So guys, you're going to stay on here for 30 minutes. So 2:45, go to the sauna.
A few Cubes were not able to make the weight cut for legitimate reasons. On the other hand, there were some who chose not to participate. Rick decided he would go home and move out of his house instead.
I originally entered the program and I wanted to give it a month of everything I had travel back and forth, and see if I could survive it. Once I got through the first month, I knew physically my body was going to be able to take the strain, or I felt it could. I hadn't been cut, I hadn't been sent home, so the next logical step is I physically need to move to this area to become successful.
Rick has decided to leave his job, his family, and his friends in order to move to the city and train full-time.
I want to go out tonight. I want to enjoy myself. I want to party it up with my friends, have a good time, and then I want to step away and start this program and not look back.
You guys know that you're going to have to give these guys who didn't show up a hard time, right?
Yeah.
I don't care if they didn't want to cut weight, but they could have came here and supported you guys. They're supposed to be part of the team, and, you know...
Peter, can you make them cut weight while we sit in front of them drinking Slurpees?
We might.
So Rick says, I think it's stupid, but that's just me. Might be valuable to some, but not to me. It isn't an elimination, so why bother? I'm really not into the team building and group hug shit.
Can we all give him a group hug when we see him next time in class?
I train alone, I fight alone. If I needed a crutch, I'd go to mass. That's just my way, man. These guys are not my buddies, they're not my friends, they're simply potential opponents.
I think Rick is missing the whole point of training with a team. How the hell is he going to be a good fighter if he's not training with you guys? Who's he going to spar with? Who's he going to roll with? That's the most idiotic thing I think I've ever heard someone who wants to be a fighter say. Ridiculous. We're going to have to fix his attitude or he's going to go. What was the worst part of what he said, Peter? I don't care if he doesn't like you guys. He doesn't have to like you. But he needs to train with a team. He needs to experience cutting weight. He's going to show up and not know what the hell he's doing. He's going to cut weight for the first time and go into a fight. Not in the name of Titans, he's not.
You know what? I'm a party guy, man. I've had fun my whole life. Everybody's partied with me. If I need to go from where I'm at right now to a professional, disciplined fighter, a lot has to change in my life. I don't mean to be antisocial, but I want to be by myself. This is a lonely road for me. I train alone, I suffer alone, and I'll fight alone. And right now, I don't want to be around other people for support.
While Rick was moving his life to the city, the Cubes were headed back for another 30-minute round in the sauna. It's been more than 24 hours since they've eaten or drank anything, and some of them may have to make 5 trips into the sauna in order to lose enough water to make weight.
You guys aren't having heat stroke, are you?
Oh,
what the hell?
More of a panic attack.
Keep talking, guys. Chat it up. Anybody having serious pains in their left arm?
What's our time?
That would make you weigh less. Let's not ask that.
Alright.
That would be a very bad question.
Who did note the time when they came in?
It'd be
4:05.
What we'll do later is they've got a thermostat in there. We'll get some nice cold water on a piece of paper towel and we'll put it over the thermostat to trick the sauna to make it think it's colder than it is. And it'll turn the heat back on. Really get things moving in there.
I'm one of the camera guys for the show, and my camera stopped working. It overheated, and I can't turn it on anymore. And it's hot anyway. If you can imagine what it's like for them. But that's why everything is being shot with my iPhone. As you can see, I'm gonna get back in there with this thing.
What? Not yet? I need to stuff a towel from bottom of this door to keep the guys breathing cold air.
No, it's keeping you alive. Oh, bring it off. Bring it off!
Not yet, don't break the door! Door's expensive. Hey! Give me that towel back! Sons of bitches. Guys, breathe that cold air and let your core temperature down. 2 minutes, guys. 120 seconds. You want to do jumping jacks? Feel free. That's what the girls were doing.
The weight cut is a mind game as much as it is a physical one. And for some, it's the mind that's the first thing to crack.
All fucking cold area. Get up. Up, Peter, up. We got some up. Peter, out. Come on. Okay, get in there. Come on. Let me catch my breath. Get in. Come on. You're fucking ruining it for everybody. Get in there. You're gonna be strong for your fucking team. Fucking pull this shit. Get in there.
The weight cut was the singular most horrendous experience of my life, bar none.
The thing that is disappointing about that, and what Boyd failed to realize, was that when he breaks like that, he pulls his teammates down with him. He weakens the entire team when he shows that kind of weakness.
Boyd had gone ballistic. Boyd was going to kill anything that was in his path. He's ramming the door. He's out of his mind. I can actually remember sitting there thinking when Boyd broke out, this is how delusional you get, is I actually thought, run, Boyd, run. Make a break for it. Tell somebody what's going on here. And sure enough, seconds later, Peter throws him back in and he's deflated. Really does turn grown men into babies.
4, 3, 2, 1, time. And then the next 5 minutes, because my faulty counting. Okay, guys, get your clothes off, dry off, and weigh up. Let's go.
Everything in your body is telling you that you're dying. Literally, your body is screaming to you that you have to escape from where you are or you're going to die.
Come on, guys, fucking buck up. It's not that bad. It's just a sauna. Come on. This is your first or second time in. You guys get a little ways to go yet. Guys, come on. When you're weak like this, you bring the whole fucking team down. Now get the hell up. Dry off and weigh in. Let's go. Come on, Sebastian, get up. Come on, you're not dead. Get up. This is going to show something about your character, guys. You're supposed to be fighters.
I think the weight cut was the first big, hit for me that made me realize that this, the physical aspect of this, your cardio is important. Yeah, your strength is important. Yeah, your technique is important. But the weight cut for me really hit home the fact that I'd say 75% of this is mental. This is really mental.
The Cubes have been without food or water for more than a full day. They've trained relentlessly in winter clothes and have been locked in a burning sauna for long periods in an attempt to make their fight weight. It's the biggest mental test Peter has put them through, and the psychological effects are proving to be the biggest obstacle to overcome.
I'm sure cutting weight is a hard thing on your body, but man, is it hard on your brain. It's unbelievably hard psychologically. Your body gets drained to the point where you have one raw nerve left. And at that point, you're asked to do a Herculean task.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I can't.
Yeah, you can't. Okay?
No,
you can let her out. No, you can let her out.
A couple of Cubes, like Matiev and Steve, have previous medical conditions that make the weight cut even more unbearable. Losing that much water is potentially very dangerous for both of them.
In case I haven't mentioned it yet, I hate Peter Martel. For me, I have particular health issues with having no colon, which the whole job of it is to absorb water and nutrients, and I had the entire colon removed. So I'm naturally dehydrated, so I think once I hit that dehydration point, there's just nothing left to give. So just kind of to gauge, as long as I'm still healthy enough not to make the hospital, I'll keep going.
I just had to get by the crack of the door and sit there and lay there and just...
All that cold air. So you know what I did for the guys? I stuffed a towel in the door to keep the heat in.
I saw that. No, that was super nice of you not to do that for us.
Well, you guys actually charged the door and broke it. The glass came off. I had to push the glass back in and put the frame back on.
You see what that
Screws
is?
back
Don't
in.
mess with bitches in water, okay?
Wow.
That's what that means. Peter had his ulterior motives in that. I think he wanted to see who could mentally tough it out, because it's a hard mental thing, and that in itself was a great bonding experience for everybody, because you're in extreme circumstances that you wouldn't normally be in. You bond together and you get each other through it.
Oh, guys, come on, get up and get
Sebastian,
moving.
go!
What is this?
Anybody with that many tattoos can't quit because of heat.
It's my fucking kidneys on my way.
Your kidneys are gonna be fine. You're one of the best guys we got. Don't fuck this up by staying here on the floor when you got weight cut. Go.
So much water has been sapped out of your body that you hit a point of delirium. You're not really thinking straight, you're not concentrating. I mean, Peter had warned us that it was a co-ed sauna and to keep our clothes on, and I don't really remember. At one point I took off my underwear and I was walking around naked and Peter was yelling at me to put my clothes back on. I wasn't really there. Mentally, your brain is kind of, well, I guess it literally is shutting down. I lost 15 pounds in 24 hours, which is insane, And for me to come out of that in the end, I realized, this is all a mental game. That's what this is. This is all a mental game. When you only know what's inside yourself and what you've got, and that's what you go in with.
The weight cut proves to be a real turning point for the Cubes, realizing that the program is going to be much more intense than they ever could have imagined, affecting all aspects of their lives.
Hey. I knew there was going to be a lot of sacrifice involved with this project. But when I thought about the sacrifice, I thought about the sacrifices that I was going to have to make. What I didn't think about so much was the sacrifices that I would be forcing the people in my family into.
That's Malcolm. Over there. That's Malcolm. That's Mom. My name's Annika. And that's Mommy Juanita. And that's Daddy Boychen.
I haven't always been the most thoughtful husband, and I have a lot of passion and I have a lot of interests, and my wife has been forced to take the brunt of that a lot of my life because I get involved with things over my head. Obviously, this is one of them. So she's having to take care of 3 small kids under the age of 5 while I work 8 hours a day. Depending on the day, I'm home for 15 minutes or I'm home for an hour, and then I'm out the door to train again. I might not get back till 10 or 11 at night, and that's a huge burden on her.
My days are pretty full, and I'm a little bit outnumbered when he's not here. So it's not the easiest thing in the world to be home with 3 kids that age who really, really like hanging out with their dad, and he's not around that much.
Whoa, cool. Chi-Chi. I have a daughter who's 5, so she understands a little bit. But every evening, when I'm grabbing my gym bag and putting my shoes on, she'll occasionally come over and say, "Dad, when are you gonna read me my bedtime story again?" And the hardest part is my son. He's about 22 months old. And every night he says, "No car, Dad, no car." Because he doesn't want me to leave, and he doesn't understand, and I can't explain it to him. So being gone so much is a sacrifice that I thought I understood, but I really don't think I did.
The program has been physically demanding. The sacrifices have been emotionally demanding. And there are times where I grab my bag and I'm walking out the door, and my son, who's 6, looks at me and says, "Papa, please don't go." I'm sorry, just wait a second. I'm sorry. When I grab my bag and I say, "Sweetheart, I'm really sorry, I can't give you a bath tonight," or "I'm sorry, I can't read that book with you, I've got to go train." they don't understand, you know, what I'm going through. And at times it's made me question, like, what, do I want to keep doing this? Am I making the right choices?
Every night when I back the car out of the driveway and my son is looking out through the window and he's just wailing and crying, I have a moment where I just wish to God I could pull back in and go back in the house and read my kids a story and sit with my wife and just have a relaxing evening at home.
Open sesame.
But I can't quit. It's just not in me. I've signed on for this and I'm gonna see it through to the end unless I physically can't do it.
No, come on! Legs straight!
All of the frustration, all of the self-loathing, all of the things that I've put my family through are going to come out in me wanting to smash that guy until he does not move or quits.
Next time on Cubicle to the Cage, Peter selects Morteza as the first cube to fight a pro fight. Except he's fighting much sooner than anyone would have expected.
Yeah. Now here we go. Yeah. Come on. All right, now here we go. Yo. Like a doormat, like a flat.